Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're working on our bat entities for the dungeon here, and we're doing good. Like we've got them tracking us. We've got them stopping in a certain range and then attacking us. And we also have our spell casting colliding with them, and then we have them being cleansed, which is like getting rid of their purple corruption and turning. They're supposed to turn into brown bats, which that time it did not happen. We had it working, and same with the damage flash. So we've got to get that working. So we got to get them turning brown when we remove their health. We got to have them flee in a random direction and cease to collide with the player once they're non-corrupted. And then we also need to fix their behavior when we're in a pause state. So I do have this spell knockback that I was testing for it. And where is it? So in the grand scheme of things, in the road to making the demo, we're doing pretty good. Now, where is our... Okay, I think it's called Spell Knockback for Bats. Come on. Shoot, man. One word. Shoot, man. I swear we just changed it. Okay, here we go. Entity knockback. Okay. This is for a gecko, but then we have right here entity knockback. Yeah, this should be bat. Bat knockback for spell collisions. Okay. I don't think I like this value we had in there. There's a way I can remove this. How do I do it? Like that. Okay. Okay. So we've got to track down a couple of things. Maybe first is let's get our bats to just turn brown once we collide with them. So we do have not when we collide with them, it's that when their health is smaller than 0 or equal to 0, because we remove a damage from their health. So like damage is just 1, they only have 2 health. So once we hit them twice, we're going to be cleansing them. So let's actually give them only 1 health so we can test things faster. So in our bat entities, when we go to define their health for the bat that we've got here, I'm just going to put 1 here for right now. And then we'll take a look at how we're changing the atlas to be the purple bat to the brown bat. So we've got, hey, what up, Salto? How's it going, man? Yo, I saw you were streaming today, right? I couldn't tune in, but it was cool that you were streaming. I had so much junk going on today. Dude, well, have you ever read The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, Salto? Really curious. Because in order to answer that question, I want to talk to you about that book. And it's one of those things that I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to you. Because you're doing your thing. But for artists who don't feel like they're, I mean, I don't want to speak for you either, but for artists who like know you've got art inside you, but you're too afraid to start, that's like the book. That's the book for me to read, The War of Art. So I kind of, I use that book as inspiration to draw my daily comics for the year. And then once I did that, I said, I need to start taking programming more seriously. I just need to do programming every day. So I committed to doing programming every day for the past 3-ish years now, since I stopped doing my daily drawing. And then after a year or so of recording these streaming sessions and never actually streaming, I just decided to say, I'm going to just turn my daily programming sessions into the stream. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really have the opportunity to not stream every day. I mean, obviously I can control whether or not, but I treat it in my mind that it's not an option. It's not like if I don't feel good, I don't have to stream. I just have to stream. And it's not that I have to stream. All I have to do is program and then hit the stream button. So it's not I would say, yeah, I just treat it as if it's just a thing I got to do, So, so like days like this where I'm like sleepy, tired, don't want to look at code and do some tough programming that I've been stuck on. I just hit record and then just try to go for it. So there's Salto, maybe you like this. There's this quote right above my desk here. And it says, never forget this very moment we can change our lives. There was never a moment and never will be when we are without the power to alter our destiny. This second, we can turn the tables on resistance. This second, we can sit down and do our work. So that quote's why I recommend reading The War of Art. So yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, and the best thing is you can blow through this book in like, real talk, you could probably blow through it in like hour and a half, 2 hours. I've read it. I'd recommend buying the physical because I like to like dog ear the pages of my best stuff, and I like highlight and underline all my favorite stuff in that book. So I've got it and I can just flip through it. And whatever I see highlighted, I just read, or underlined and I read. And it's like a fourth of that book I highlighted. So I'd really recommend it. But yeah, dude, and it's so weird. And Salto, I legitimately credit you for streaming because after my drawing, there was like one night, maybe like in the month slump of after my daily drawing, where I wasn't creating a lot, and I like, it's like Back to the Future when he hits his head on the toilet and comes up with the idea for the flux capacitor, where like I like shot up in my bed and I said like, oh, I can just make games and stream it. I was like, that's it. So like once I had that light bulb go off, I was like, I got to do this. And then I didn't come up with that idea until after I saw you streaming your art, because I never thought, like, I wasn't in the world of Twitch. The first time I was on Twitch was I was learning the lingo as I was streaming. Like, I didn't know what a raid was until you told me, or like I asked you what it was, or like stuff like that. Like, until I started streaming, I didn't figure out the culture because I wasn't into it. So like, I didn't really know people were streaming drawing like you were, or people were streaming anything, like I knew they did like Grand Theft Auto and stuff, but like the fact that I saw you doing your drawing streams, I was like, there's a market for anyone who's creating anything to go do this. Because it's like I'm not into art as much as you, obviously, but like seeing you talk to all your fans and like in your Discord, like all the people sharing all the art is just so cool, dude. So yeah, I've been loving it. I think Twitch has by far been the coolest community for videos that I've ever been a part of. So it is really cool. Okay, so we have to find where we're doing our change to our bats that aren't corrupted, so our brown bats. Nice, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I love seeing you go live and everything. I try to tune in as much as I can. I'm gonna be doing some like so like for the demo, we're gonna be doing the title screen for the game, and I'm gonna be programming like a little animatic for it. So it's kind of like. And that's one reason I love game development so much is it blends all my passions together. It's like I like the video editing and visuals. I like the ideas and the storytelling and the script writing. I like the music writing. I like the sound effects. I like the logic and the creation of it. So it's like for the cinematic, I get to play with my love of movies, right? For like how does the scene move? Where does it draw your eye? How do we animate that? How do we sound effect it? What's the music like? So that's going to be fun because it's the art side. It's more of the art side and the programming side because we have to pull off the animation in code essentially because I'm a video editor. So I know how to like edit the video together, but I have to express that through code. So that's going to be really fun, I think. Okay. See, we do this create animations, and we give it the corrupted bat animation. So if we take a look at our entity defs, we do have a bat C as well as... See, and this is weird. I don't think we need two of these. I don't think we need two keys for... Because the thing is, when we run create animations, it cycles through our animations table and cycles through every key and makes all of these animations to change to based on the key. So we should be able to just dump the flea key in there, and instead of create animations, we would just change animation to the flea key, and then it should work. I mean, I think we tried doing this at first, because one thing that is a little different is that our geckos, when we do it for our geckos, we do have a corrupted gecko animation and a gecko animation, normal gecko, and that's because they have 4 different directions to face for both idle and walking. And the key for what they are is relevant. So like when we're doing our change from idle to walk state, we're saying take our direction of our gecko, concatenate the direction to the walk key. So either walk hyphen left, walk hyphen down. And we don't do that for bats because bats don't have a direction. They just track us. Our positioning, they don't face a direction, they don't have the different stuff. So I think we can get away with one bat. See, and then I guess if we're in the flea state, we need to change, we change the texture to the uncorrupted bat. So let's try this where we say, you know what, there's just a bat, and we're going to say that the fly key is the texture of the corrupted bat, because that's when he's... we should maybe call it pursue or something. Because if he's pursuing us, he's corrupted. If he's fleeing, he is not corrupted. He's the texture of the normal bat. So let's start there, and then we'll see what we can figure out. So we'll see anytime we used fly, right? We change right here in our entity walk state. Where do we do this? See? Oh, well, and this is the reason why it's busted. Oh, dude, I think I just found... I really do think I just found the problem this whole time. Because we're assigning our DX to be our walk speed here. I think that's why we've been walking to the left, even when we're in flee state. Okay, so I don't like this. I don't like that our entity walk state... And you know what? You know what? Okay. I don't think we're actually using the entity walk state, now that I think about it. We should probably delete it. Yeah, so all we do, we require it, and then we have it defined, but everywhere it's defined is in the state itself, and we don't actually use it. We use the bat walk state. Okay, so when we define it, let's see. So for our state machine, we have a bat walk, and even though the bat doesn't walk, we have to keep it that because that's our naming convention from our idle state. Bat attack, attack state, flee state. And then... Yeah. Okay. Dude, that's one thing about manga that's been blowing my mind is how amazing the storytelling is. Like, I cannot believe how much story they convey in just a couple panels. It's freaking insane. Like, I've been getting into Freeren. I watched the show, love the show, but I've been reading, it's my first manga I've been reading, and they cover so much storytelling in a couple, like in one page. It's insane. So I can see where you're coming from, because the layout and there's so many things to consider. I can't even fathom how they're able to do what they do, because the storytelling is unreal. But yeah, I'm like really into Freeman. I'm like really into it. I've got like a journal where I'm like writing references to every page that they mention certain details and everything. Hey Aria, hey, thank you for the raid. Hey, welcome in. Hey, that is a fantastically huge raid. Welcome in. That is amazing. Thank you. Yo, welcome to the channel. If you guys aren't sure what I do... Oh, first of all, hold on. Let me give you a shout out. Yo, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. How was it? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope you had a wonderful stream. We're trying to fix our bat entity. Well, we just changed the name to a bunch of stuff, so we just broke stuff. We changed our entity definition to be just a bat, and whether or not whatever animation we are depends or declares whether or not we're purple or we're brown. So if we're a corrupted bat, we're purple, and that will attack us. And if we hit the bat and get its health to 0, it'll turn to brown and it'll fly away. Patched up a bit more of the Godot game and cleaned it up for educational sharing. Nice. Do you post on GitHub or anything, the repo for it? I'd love to check it out or share it if people are looking for stuff like that. That's cool. Yeah, so I've also got my game is open source, so I always post the code. If anyone's curious about how to schedule a game like I'm doing in Love2d and Lua, I can't run and show it right now because we are in the middle of refactoring some stuff, but we'll get to it. Yeah, okay. doing? Okay, so this is when we first create our bat, we're cycling through and we need to create the animations for all the bats. So right here, this is what definitely needs to be bat and not bat C, because we moved our brown bat into the same animations table as our bat entity. And then, hey, I totally get it. Thank you for the raid. I hope you have a great night. Thank you for the raid, and thanks for the best wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah, make sure you're drinking water too. I always forget to stay hydrated. Okay. So we have some unnecessary stuff here. I think, we assign into our dot animations table the animations for the bat declaration, but we're also doing that here. So we don't need to do that in the walk state. So let's check our attack state. We shouldn't need it there either. Yeah, we shouldn't need it there. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. New Jank, welcome. Yeah, I have been teaching myself programming the past, 5 years now. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I am figuring it out on the day. So that's kind of how programming goes, right? You never know until you just do it. So I've just been trying to do it as much as I can. Gosh, I feel like this... I think we messed this up. Why? Yeah, we don't need to create the animations. And you know what? We try to do this for the gecko. Let me see where we do that for the gecko. Create animations. Where is it? Yeah, we do it for the gecko. But we pass in the animations table. So this could be one of the reasons it was breaking. But the thing is, we don't need to create the animations. We need to change the animation to the other key. So we'll say that we run the method change animation. It should know that. Change animation. Okay. Change animation to the key of flee, because that would mean that we should be the brown bat. So let's see if we're crashing still. Yes. Okay. Entity idle state. Let's check it out. You guys caught me like right in the middle of a refactor, so I'm gonna have to like dig and find how to get it back, because we just tried to change all of our corrupted bat animations. Let's see here. Entity idle state. Where's our entity idle state? Okay. This is why we had to have the state of bat walk, because we're changing the state here to whatever type of entity we are. So even though it's like the pursue state, we have it titled walk, which I don't agree with. I mean, I'm guilty, but I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, create animations. Bat. I think we have to pass in the animations table for this. Yeah. And then let's try to search for this. Dot animations. Yeah, we need an animations table for it. And you know what? In our entity instantiation, we're already doing this. Yeah, we might not even need to do it in the in the flee state or anything like that. Yeah, We shouldn't need to do that. And we're also doing it in our declarations, so we really shouldn't need to do that. So let's see in our declarations here. Yeah, we give it the .animations table. Cool. We cycle through every entity that is a bat in the scene here. And we run create animations, and we give it the animations table of our entity defined bat, which is this. So it should create an animation for pursue, which takes in a texture of the corrupted bat, and a key of flee, which takes in the texture of the normal bat. So let's just make sure our textures are being pulled right. We should have a texture bat and a texture bat C. So we should have that. Yeah, we have the bat and the bat C here. Okay. So we do have those textures. And then if we were to dig a little deeper and see what the create animations function actually does, it's a table, and then we cycle through the table we were given, and we store a key of an animation instantiation with a texture from the defined texture, frames, interval, and looping. And then the animation class has a couple of different things. It's a frame, an interval, a texture, looping, then also a timer, a current frame, and how many times it's played. And basically it just waits till the timer passes the interval threshold, and then we change the current frame number to advance and also reset at the end of however many frames we have, and then count how many times the frame played. Then we have a get current frame method that just gives us the frame that we're at, so that we know which animation to show, which frame of the animation to show. Okay, so this is all looking good. Now there's still not running. It's saying that there's no anim for our entity idle state. So when we declare it, we change our entity into the state of idle. So in our declarations here, we say, go ahead and create those animations for the bat, store it in that bat's .animations table, but then also change the animation to fly, and that's why it is null, because we changed fly state to pursue state, because whether you're pursuing or fleeing, you're flying. So we changed that to pursue to be more accurate. So let's see if we crash still. Okay, cool. So he'll pursue us. He tracks our position, and he kind of does a little zigzag. And then when he's close enough, we have him turning red just to show that he's in the attack state. And in the attack state, he waits like a second before he spits at us. And the ball not only tracks us, but it also gives us like the appropriate knockback direction, right? I mean, depending how good I did the code, was like, yeah, pretty much doing it. And then we've got knockback, and look at that. We changed the atlas to the brown bat once he gets cleansed, and he's in flee state, so he's not colliding with us, and he's flying off screen. He still flies off if we open a treasure chest, which is wrong, but we're getting a little closer. So he shouldn't fly up and to the left necessarily. He should fly randomly, or we can get the quadrant he's in and just move him. You know, if he's in the top right quadrant, make him fly top left so he doesn't have to fly so far. So that's one thing we're trying to fix for this. So that's looking good. I think we had some mistakes with all the create animations. We only need the one, because both animations are in the same table. So create animations creates both keys worth of animations, both the pursue and the flee. So let's try to figure out how and Y he's moving only to the top left. So in the flee state, we had this thing where, you know, we're printing up the change in X and change in Y, the dx dy of our bat, because I don't get Y's flying off to the top left, and we're printing it on screen. In that state, he's got no velocity X words, no velocity Y words, yet he is flying up and to the left, and I don't know why. So I think it's, and you know what, it might have something to do with the displacement. I don't exactly know. Displacement is what I was calling the zigzag. So like we gave him, you know, a vector to go track, top left to go get closer to us. But then if he is orthogonal to us, the displacement X and Y shifts him, so he's kind of doing that zigzag. So we don't need the zigzag in the flee state, so we might be able to get away with that. The only thing I'm thinking that'll screw up is if we're at a high displacement when we cleanse him. That, oh, see, look, and that one he didn't change. He didn't change. He is in a flee state there, but he didn't change his texture. So it might have something to do with that. The displacement X we should flush, because if that's not changed over time. Okay, so it might be partly that. What's up, Squinch? How's it going? Yeah, it might be partly that. I think what we can do is in the init here. Yeah, we do this, and let's take the displacement X for the entity, and we'll just nullify that, and that might solve the diagonal movement. Mochu, hey, thank you for the follow and the first time chat. Welcome in. Okay, so yeah, we want to take the displacement X, and we're just gonna flush it as well as flush our displacement Y, because at this point, that's the only thing I could think of that is causing us to move up into the left. Now, yeah, and this is weird because this is in our render function, but we're not rendering anything right here. We're actually doing logic. We're assigning our X and Y to be a number. Yeah, so we should be able to get rid of this. I just want to see if we flush it to 0, if that changes something, and then if we turn brown, and we don't turn brown. So that is so weird that it's changing the it's changing whether or not we get our animation. Oh, and you know what it is? Okay, that's good. Okay, I think what happened here is that we're changing our animation. Let's see, we do change animation to flee, and we only change animation to flee in the attack state. No, we do it here too. Oh, we do. See, look, we don't need that. We don't need that other. Okay, so in our walk state, which is the pursue state, if we have a health of less than or equal to 0, we need to change the animation to flee. So that would be the brown bat. And then that's in the walk state. And in the attack state, we are also doing it if our health is... Oh. We need to both... Okay, maybe this is it. We need to change our state. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to change the animation, not in both the attack state and the walk state. I just want to change the state. So like we don't worry about changing the animation here. We need to change the state. And then in the state we'll change the animation. So we only have to do it once. So let's not change the animation here. I will copy this. Well, okay. So yeah, what we'll do is say, let's take our entity and let us change the state, and the state will be change it to bat flee. Is that correct? The bat flee state. I think that's correct. We'll double check here. Wow. Okay. So let's see. In our declarations, we have the state machine for the bat, and it is bat tac flee. Yep. Does anyone else call the hyphens tacs? Because my programming boot camp called it tac, and then now I like call it tac, but I don't think like anyone calls it tac, right? Bat tac flee. I don't know, but that's a habit that is like stuck in me now. Okay, so change state to bat flee. Cool. Now what we need to do is change our animation in the flee state. Yes, this feels a lot more normal to me. So we'll say change animation and it'll be just flee. Yeah, okay. I agree with you, Goob, because well, Mochu, what do you call it? What do you call it? Dash? Hyphen or dash? Squinch? Yeah, I think dash makes more sense. But like, yeah, my boot camp like always referred to it as tac. So it's like stuck. It's like stuck. Dash or minus when you're feeling silly. I like that. Yeah. Okay, like this one. This is a hyphen 20, not a negative 20. Definitely not tac 20. Okay, so we change the animation to flee when we initialize the flee state. Okay, so moment of truth is, do we turn brown now? Whether or not we get hit before we're in the attack state, so we'll get our spells out before he reaches us. Oh, lordy. Maybe not. It didn't like that. So that would be in the walk state. And it didn't like bat flee. I didn't see what line. Let's wait till the attack state and try to get him there. And we'll see what the issue was. What the crash was. Okay, so he's touching us. Okay, it just doesn't like it. Bat flee state. Local anim is a nil value. Okay, so what we do in the bat flee state, we take the current animation, which we should have a current animation. Okay, so one thing, yeah, you know what? We really should have a current animation. How would we not have a current animation? Let's see if we change it to the wrong animation, it might not have one. Well, let's see. No. Okay, so this is wrong. It doesn't like that. So is that not the right thing? No, that should... Oh, dot? No, yeah, we shouldn't have to go into the animations table to change it. Let's see where we're changing the animation, and I think all we have to do is give it... Yeah. We do it on the... We run the method on the entity itself. Yeah. So, unless our... Yeah, unless our let's just take a peek at our animation class again and see. It should take more than one key, right? For the animation class. Let's see. Oh my. It's the create animation. Yeah, it creates one for every key because we loop through every pair. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so why did it not like when we try to change the animation to flee here? Let's try to create the animations here It would be in the entity. And we do pass in the entity, right? For our flee state. Oh, see, look, we need reference to the entity here. But when we change state, we don't pass in. Yeah, we're not actually passing in the entity here. Where all our change state is doing is, yeah, okay, so this is kind of changing how I'm thinking about this, because right here, this is the entity that it's referencing. You know, this parameter of the entity we pass in, that's the entity that should have the dot animations table of both pursue and flee. Because the entity itself, we give it those right here. We say create animations with the bat. So this is already snagging that animations table for it. But then we're saying also give that bat's. Yeah, I think this is not quite right. I don't think passing in the entities here is actually doing anything, is my guess. Yeah, that's my guess. I don't know exactly. Let's see if we can fix it by adding an animations table in our flee state. Then maybe those parameters passing in the state machine isn't working. So let's go into the dot animations table and we'll assign into it. And you know what? We do have an entity for it. So yeah, this should apply it for every entity. Every bat entity should have a flee state with its own entity passed in, which will give it. Well, let's try this, and we say, I think it is create animations. Is it with an S? Create animations, and we'll give it the bat entity. Create animations, and then we'll also change the animation to flee. So we shouldn't have this anim indexing a nil value because our current animation is now. And you know what? Yeah, where does the current animation? Let's just check our gecko walk state real quick and make sure we're doing something similar. Yep, we take the current animation. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Shoot. Why all of a sudden is it not liking that? We pass in and we say create animations with an S. Oh, the dot animations table is what we need to pass in. So bat dot animations is what we want to pass in. So now local anim should not be nil. Let's see. Okay, nice. And we're not moving. Okay, so let's just make sure that he turns brown if we hit him when he's in the pursue state as well as the attack state, because it should be the same. Yeah, we missed it. Okay, attack state works. So let's just try to get him while he's flying towards us. We need to get him. I messed up again, man. I took off the HUD that shows where the successful spellcast is landing, so I have to kind of play. Okay, seems to work. Great, and now he's not walking. Okay, so now we can assign the random direction for him to fly off, and I kind of like the just fly off to the nearest corner, you know. So like we'll just get a diagonal towards the direction of the corner you're already at, and just fly off. So in the flee state, we had this attempt, a flee table, which had a positive 20 and a hyphen 20 value here in the flee table. And we basically say, we're going to just grab 2 indexes, right? We're either going to get a 1 or a 2 and a 1 or a 2. Yeah, let's not do this. I think what I want to do, is we don't need walk speed. Let's just test if we have something like, hey, Goop Goop, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, this... thanks for being so nice to me, everyone. This is really cool. We're at 211 followers, which is awesome. Super cool. Let's just say we just want to modify our dx to be a positive 5 and our dy to be a positive 5. I just want to see if in the update table in our flee state, just changing our dx also moves us appropriately. Because if we can't even control our movement in the flee state... Okay. Oh, no, it didn't do it. It reset to 0. Oh, it's not self. It should be self entity. Because self is the actual state machine. But we want the entity that our state machine is referring to. So we should move down and to the right once we turn him into brown. Nice. Yes, we do get a DX. Why is it... Why is it 3.4 and changing when we assign it here? I'm curious if we have a walk speed that it's picking up still, because we're doing some weird stuff. Like in our fly state, we're not controlling the speed by dx and dy, and there's a couple reasons for this. It's like we need to be able to know how to slow down to a stop from a knockback, and we're using dx and dy to be any value that we assign to our spell knockback. So if we have a dx and dy, we slow down to a stop. So this is something I want to fix, and I just don't really know how to wrap my head around it, because we have a walk speed that controls how fast they fly, but then we have... Oh, I should have added it to the next line so we can see it. But then we also have to keep track of like a knockback velocity, because we need to slow to a stop once we've been hit, and then also resume whatever walk you're doing. So we do have a walk speed associated still. I'm wondering if that is changing our dx and dy value. So I'm going to test assigning walk speed to 0 here and see if that affects our dx and dy, because I don't know why it's a 3.1. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's a 3.3. Why is that changing? Okay, we got to be doing something else. It's not a huge deal. It's more of a like, why is that happening, rather than we can make it work. So that's kind of why I don't like it. Let's just do a quick search in our entity class for any DX. See, like we have a knockback. That's only if we were hit. So we are flushing this to 0 in the init, I believe. And then here's the skid to a stop. If we have any non-zero value for our DX and DY, then in our entity class, we are also updating our position based on our DX and DY. We're also becoming not hit if we've slowed to a stop. Okay, so don't know where this 0.3 value is coming from. Because we do, oh, and it's not .dx, it's .entity dx. Okay. Man, I was hoping we could finish. You know how it goes. Like, whenever you think it's going to be easy, that's when it'll turn into like 3 episodes. Okay, so no dx, no dy when we flush it to 0, and then if we just say give us a positive dx of, let's try 10, let's just see what 10 gives us. It should stay as 10, not whatever point value that it wants. Why 8, man? Why? I give it 5, you're 3. I give it 10, you're 8. Where is that being modified? Entity dx. Why are we... Oh, I know why. It's because we say anytime... Okay. Yeah, anytime we have a dx or dy, it thinks we're in the middle of a knockback. It thinks we have a rightward velocity of 10, so it's slowing us to a stop, which is reducing that value. Okay, so we just need to skid to a stop if we're not corrupted. If we are corrupted, we need to skid to a stop. If we're not, we don't. So let's just change that, and that should be good enough. We have this spell knockback for the bat. This is where it would be. So, and you know what? Yeah, we are already doing that. But we're doing that only if in the self type here. Oh, we do it for a gecko. We do it for a bat, but we also have it here for the player, right? And then in the player, since it's not saying only if you're a player, if you're a type player, do this, we're also applying it to our bat. So we need to only do this. Look at, and I even left a note. I left a note. Should we nest this? This is causing bugs. So squinch, that's the thing that doesn't make a lot of sense. It applies only when we have a dx and dy, which is jacked up. But like when I think about it, you know, like if we need the bat to fly towards us, we modify its x and y position based off its walk speed. So walk speed is basically like the scalar for its velocity in that sense, because if we use dx there, we need a value to control how powerful our knockback is, and that's what I'm using dx and dy for. So it's a little weird. I blame the programmer. I think we need to add to our player class. We either need to say, yeah, I don't want to say we should just say if we're a type player, go ahead and slow us to the stop, just like we're doing it here. You know, if we're type bat and we have that dx and dy, and same thing with the player. When we walk around, we don't change our velocity for our walk speed by dx. We just have a baked in walk speed. Have a bool for knockback. Maybe have a bool for knockback. Well, because I liked that they kind of like skidded to a stop. So like I liked changing the value or like slowing it down so that it looks like they get pushed and then the friction slows them down to a stop. So that's the kind of method I've been doing. But we should add to our player class. Where is our player class? We should add a type to our player class, which I don't think we have. And we'll add a type, and it is of type player. And then we can only do that slow to a stop for the player, and that should fix our decimal dx on our bat. So let's see if that is the case. We'll do this if our self dot type is equal to player, then we want to do this. Yes. Okay. Yeah, and then if our type player, then we slow to a stop, just like if we're type bat, slow to a stop only if... Oh, this is weird. It's weird. It's not great. Let's see if it fixes it. Like, we should just have like a knockback function, right, that we can run. It made sense to me. Well, okay. Okay. Yes, that is the whole DX that we wanted. Okay, that's looking correct. Okay, so now we just need to assign the DX and DY based on the positioning of the bat when we change to flee. I meant that you apply slow to stop if knockback is true, for example. I get it, Squinch. That is a great idea. I should probably do that. Yeah, if we're being knocked back. Well, I guess so. Like, the other thing is we need a direction to be knocked back, you know, and we can be knocked back in 8 directions. We've got the orthogonals and diagonals. So like, I guess the knockback Boolean would have to be paired with like a direction. I don't know. There's one thing that never ceases to amaze me in game dev is how complicated even the simple things are. Like, I've been playing this like Pokemon ROM hack, and I'm just like astounded at how many different things they added in there. And it's like, yeah, I don't think simple things are easy anymore. I used to think like, oh, it's simple, just add a pause menu or something, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm making this pause menu for 3 weeks. Okay, so I think we can do something like this where we can say, we can have fly top left, fly top right, fly, and it's probably be part of our entity, bottom left, and fly bottom right. Okay. And then I guess we would need fly, you know, I guess this would all be like, because what we're trying to do, all we're trying to do is swap. We want a speed, so the DX for the fly speed would have to be set to 10 or 15 or whatever, and then we'd have to choose either positive or negative for both of those values depending on which quadrant we're in. So I was thinking, let's just get us this quadrant here. So we'll say substitute any period with dot entity dot fly. Okay, so this is like, we're just initializing all these defaults. Then we can like get the quadrant that it's in when it flies, and then swap this to something, and then we can assign DX based on those things even in here. So if, you know, we can say if our entity's X is smaller than the middle of our screen, so our virtual width divided by 2, if we're on the left side of the screen, for right now, let's just fly bottom left. And we'll test it. So if we're on the left side of our screen, we're gonna fly to the bottom left. And we do that by saying, let's just turn our fly bottom left to be equal to true. And we don't even have to do this. We can just say, let's just straight up modify our DX right here. We don't have to worry about the Booleans even. So DX would be negative speed, whatever it is. Let's just say it's 20 for now. And then our dy would be a positive 20, so we're moving down and to the left. And then, yeah, we probably don't have to do any of the Boolean stuff. So we're going to try to get him on the left side of the screen here and see if he flies off to the bottom left. Okay, left side of the screen. We'll get him cleanse him and he flies to bottom left. Great. And I think he would stay stationary if his X position is not left side of the screen. And he does. Okay. So all we have to do is calculate the other directions where we can say, okay, well, if we're on the left side, we need to know whether or not to fly bottom left, which is right here. Bottom left exit. And let's give it a little faster. I think 25 is good, and we'll give it a constant so we don't have the magic number in here. So we'll say bat exit speed gets 25, and we'll say we would do a negative bat exit speed and a positive bat exit speed if it's bottom left. And we know it's bottom left if it's on the left side and the y would have to be greater than the virtual height divided by 2. Now, this is a little messed up. Why fly to a corner and not away from the player? We definitely could, just away from the player. The idea is, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, well, yeah, because I'm thinking if the player's in the bottom left and the bat's on the top right of us, but it's still in the bottom left quadrant, when we collide with it, or when we cleanse it, it would fly towards us to the bottom left corner. So yeah, you're right. Away from the player would kind of make sense. Yeah. I like that. Let's do that instead. So we would just have to figure out what quadrant we are in relation to the player and then fly the opposite way of the player. Okay, I like that. So let's do that. We'll do that differently. So we'll say, we'll ask if the entity's X, let's see if we're to the right of our player. And if we're to the right of our player, right now, let's just say that our entities, for right now, let's just say that our DX is going to get the positive bat exit speed. So I guess away. So I guess we can decide. I feel like I just want to do the 4 directions, like the 4 diagonal directions, which doesn't mean they're going to fly to the corners of the screen. They're just going to fly in a up and to the right or down and to the right, a 45-degree angle. So if our bat is to the right of the player, then we need to decide if we need to fly up or down. So if our entity's y is going to be greater than our player's y, then we are going to be flying downwards. And downwards would be an entity dy of a positive bat exit speed. And this would be positive. Well, okay, so this is to the right and this is bottom right. So this would be bottom right exit. And then, if our bat is lower than our player, then we're going to have both a positive dy and a positive dx. I think that makes sense. dx is positive bat exit speed. Okay, and then we can do else, which would catch the this would catch the upright exit, top right exit. Top right exit. And top right exit would be a negative dy and a positive dx. And then we can say, okay, so that covers if our, this would be if our bat is to the left of us. This would be a right exit because the bat is to the left of us. And then we can do else, and that would catch any left exit, and we would need a bottom left exit, which would mean that our bat would need to be beneath and to the left of us. So our X, well, we're already catching the left part. So this would be if our Y is greater than the player's Y, then we can bottom exit. And bottom left exit would be a positive dy and a leftwards, so a negative dx. Bad exit speed is negative. Zupduck, hey, thank you for the follow. You don't have to next y in x. You don't have to nest y in x. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. I mean, I know, yeah, are you saying like for here, like for the else in here, and we can just be more explicit? This would be a bottom, or a top left exit. Okay, top left would be if our bat is smaller than... Oh, we do need to catch if we're equal to. Do X separately and Y separately because they don't depend on each other. Yeah. Well, I kind of like doing it in one block so that we can catch everything, right? So like if like right here, doing the else here can catch if we're equal to the player's Y position, and just like how the else block here would catch in case we're equal to the player's X position. I get they don't depend on each other, but if we're assigning, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess it just totally comes down to the style, right? Like, why does it not like this? Okay. But I know I've just ran into some issues when I don't catch every condition, right? Like if I just have a bunch of ifs, like if X's, if Y's, then if I miss something and I didn't do an else block, I can not find that corner case. So else would be the bottom left exit, which we would then just assign, or top left exit, and we would assign a negative dy and a negative exit dx. Okay, let's test it. Great idea, Mochow. I don't know if it's Mochow or Mochu. Mochu P to be exact. Okay, so he should fly away from us. So if we're up in the top left, it should go, yeah, to the bottom right, fly away from us. What you mean is the Y code inside the X, if it's right, is going to be the same code if it's left, as you can see now. I'm gonna have to read that one again. There's something about, like, it's so hard to communicate these ideas through Twitch chat. I know, like, it's so hard to understand exactly what people are saying with code stuff. You're kind of handling it as if it's more cases, but it's just 4 cases. like two bools. One bool's right and left, another one is up and down. Yeah. You're kind of handling if it's more cases. So you can do if X, if Y, else. Yeah, okay. I think I get what you're saying. Like just handle the left side first and then handle the right case. Well, I don't know. It's still, yeah, it just comes down to style. Like I guess I don't think this code is necessarily I don't know. It's weird. It looks like it's working. I think I get what you're saying though. Yeah, like we do, yeah, we need to see if we're above us or not and left of us or not or whatever. So the first if else can be X horizontal. First if can be if the bat is left side of us. Well, I mean that's kind of what I'm doing is like the first if is saying, yeah, like this whole block is the right conditions. This whole block is the left conditions. And then we just figure out, once we know what condition we're in, we say, okay, well, are we bottom or top? And then, yeah, I think it's okay. I think I get what you're saying though, but yeah, I don't know. It looks to be working. I think the speed's okay. Do we for sure turn to a brown bat over here? We do. Great. The speed looks good. Now, our bat is rendering underneath. So, like, if we walk... See how if we walk under this tunnel, it renders above us? That is also rendering above the bat. So, like, let's see if it's... I'm going to try to get a top... a bottom left exit, and we'll see it. See how it goes. Yeah, see, it went under... It went under that thing. It should be on top of it. So maybe we change that in the render order. I'm not sure. You repeated yourself for the code Y and right. It is exactly the same code as the code for Y and left. Because right here we repeated ourselves. Yes, you're right. We do have to assign a different dx and dy because if we're on the left side but we're on the bottom, we have to do a different thing. And if we're on the right, yeah, if we're on the right side but we're on the top, we have to do a different thing. So yeah, we do repeat ourselves, but at the end of the day, we have to assign, well, yeah, because it's like when you think about it, we only ever assign our dy to either be positive or negative, and our dx to only be positive or negative. So we should only have 4 statements. Let me think this through. Because yeah, the 2 times our dx is positive is here if we are on the right. So we can kind of factor this out into here. We know we're moving right, so let's just move right there. And then if we're moving left, we can factor this out over here. And then if we are is that kind of what you're saying? And then dy to just the top and bottom. So dy, this would be, yeah, so yes. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, so instead of the else, we would just pull out. Oh my god, and then now I'm going to screw it up. You know what, I like this idea. I want to do this. But right now, I'm going to screw up the switching of it. So I will do that. I think that is a better optimization. We just got it working, and I know it's gonna you know, the 1 a.m. brain is going to hit me and I'm going to screw up in the else ifs. But we will do this. We will change this. So we will say factor this into horizontal and vertical for yeah, I don't know. We'll say I know what you're saying, and I think it is a good little optimization we can do there. I think you're right, because we are doing the same thing, a lot of things. Yeah, if left, dx minus 1. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm with you, Mochow. I think that's great. Yes, I'm going to blame my 1:20 a.m. in the morning brain. That is not giving me the confidence to want to do that right now, because I know I'm going to just screw up my else ifs and stuff. We will change that, though. I just want to test a couple other things, like he flies off. God damn it. He still does this weird fly off when we change to paused. So when we open a treasure chest, we become paused, which should pause any updating of the entities, but it does not. We've got to figure that out, and I don't know why it's happening. Let's see what happens when we open the chest. And we become... I thought we become paused here. When do we invoke this? Right here. We do become paused. And then if we're paused, I thought we didn't update any entities. Like, we've got... Yes, we're not updating anything in our scene view. And our scene view is holding reference to our map, which has all of the sprites for the current scene we're looking at, as well as the entities, locations, and stuff. So when we're saying only update our scene view if we're not paused, why is our bat getting updated and moving off screen? We could print up dx and dy and stuff and see if it, like, what value is actually being changed, or we can also just kind of track down when we do entity updates. Is that in our map? It is in our map. And we're cycling through our entities. As long as we're not off screen, let's go ahead and update them. Now, this, you would think that this, since the map is part of our scene and we're not updating our scene if we're paused, I would think that this would stop us from updating our bat, but that is not the case. Let me just see. If we take off our entity update for this in our map, we shouldn't update. It's going to be hard to see because he's at the bottom, but he's right there. He's not updating. We open the chest. Okay, and then he's not there anymore. So maybe let me just test, and we can say if not paused. Let's just see if this fixes it, because I know I saw this. I tried to fix this a couple days ago, and it was not what I thought. So let's just see if he stops updating here. No. That is weird. So if not paused, okay. And this paused is a global, so it should. What do we do? Okay, I think that's right. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna figure this out. This is Vim, Mochu, NeoVim on Windows subsystem for Linux, which I just hate Windows. I'm very done with Windows. I used to stream on Linux, and then once I got the Stream Deck, I can't use the Stream Deck and Linux, and my streams just kept crashing on my Debian. builds, so I swapped over to PC, which I am very upset about. It's just so slow. Like, Vim should open right away, and it takes like 4 seconds to open NeoVim in Windows, so it's like, it's just frustrating. Okay, so we have to fix the top level tile rendering over the entity. We need to fix that, and then we also need to we can afford to stop doing, like, this is programmer art for the bat. We just drew it in like 30 seconds, so we'll be updating the bat as soon as we can fix the treasure chests. When we open the treasure chest, the bat flies all weird, and I just cannot figure out why it's updating. So maybe the first move is to just print on screen what the value is. But then it's tough. It's tough because we're not updating the scene in the play state. We have this thing. Jimmy is a crested gecko who's chilling up there, and Jimmy's in the game. I can't show at the moment. Well, I guess I could. I could show you we've got geckos in the game, and it is based off Jimmy's movements. Like, I photographed, or I videotaped Jimmy walking around, and I used her walking around, and I used different keyframes of her walking to map the animation for her. But let's say we can add her right here. We can say, let's give ourselves 4 gecko entities and see. So look, there she is. So she'll track us, and she's oozing up this little goo, and then we can cast out. Oh no. Oh no, we broke it. We did rehaul. We rehauled the knockback. So I think what's happening here is they might be stuck. They might have too big of a knockback, and then they're getting stuck on the collidable wall. Oi, 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 oi. They're not sliding to a stop. They should be sliding to a stop. So maybe, yeah, we should have that. We have a slow to stop for our player. And then, oh, they're not slowing to stop. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Okay. We have this. Are we really only doing this? Okay, let me see the bat. The bat's got to be slowing to a stop, right? No. Oh my god, we messed this up. Yeah, we have to slow to a stop no matter what entity. Let me just see if that adds it. Yeah, we should slow to a stop. We weren't able to see it. Oh god. Oh god. Oh shit. God. That is so jacked up, man. This is why I turn them off, because there's just so much junk going on. I can make it. Okay. So their knockback looks okay. They change weird directions. Okay, that's looking right though. So we still have knockback. Why is the bat not walking off? The bat should have flown off because it was triggered to the brown flea state. What the heck? We're slowing to a stop. Okay, so in our bat flea state, you know, we assign this DX, but then we slow it to a stop, essentially. So maybe we do. Okay, I mean, I get why it's wrong. I'm just not about to fix it perfectly right now. For right now, I'm just gonna put the DX and DY reassignment there in the process AI, just so he keeps getting the DY. We will fix that. We will not leave that as nasty as it is, but I just don't want the entities to be broken right now, because we've been working on this like 3 days for the bat, and I just I just need it to work for the intro to tomorrow's episode. So we'll do that here, and then we'll incorporate Mo Chao's fix to do it way smarter. And then I'll also do yeah, we might, I think we need to do some sort of I don't know if we, yeah, kind of like how Squinge was saying with the knockback Boolean. I think that would help, because we basically need, ideally, the DX and DY could be the velocity for the walking state, but also if we're knocked back, we have a new DX and DY that gives us a certain knockback trajectory. We flip the Boolean when we've slowed to a stop, like Squinge was saying, add this knockback Boolean. And then when we're done sliding to a stop, we're no longer knockback. And then we just reassign our DX and DY to be whatever state machine it wants to assign it to. And that'll get rid of this weird where we assign our DX and DY in the init, but since it is a non-zero value in our DY DX, it's going to slow us to a stop, even though we need to be flying off. We don't need to slow to a stop. We're not being knocked back. So I think Squinge was spot on with that knockback Boolean, and Mo Chao was spot on with the optimizations here for the directions. So we will do that tomorrow, and then we'll do those tomorrow, and then we'll also try to get the treasure chest rendering the bat without him flying off all weird. Now, that might be here. Like, what is going on? Yeah, I don't know what is going on. We should be paused. So the only thing that's updating when we're paused is this dialogue box options. So like, if not paused, we're not updating the state machine or the scene view, because see how we are updating our dialogue box objects, but we should not be updating our scene view, which is so weird why our entities are being updated, because it should be. Do we have any entity logic? We don't in our play state here. Okay, I'm gonna have to track that down. I don't know why they fly off when we open the treasure chest. I really don't know. So we'll do some more debugging tomorrow for the treasure chest state specifically, and we'll get those 2 minor optimizations done for tomorrow. I know my 1:30 a.m. brain is not gonna figure it out. So what we'll do is we'll say that we and you know what? I need to change the health to our declarations here. Let's take off geckos for now, and I'll change the health back to 2. I feel like the fly off speed might be a little too slow, but I don't know. Let's see. That's okay. That's fine for now. And then we'll also, in our bat flee state, we'll just take off this debugging so we don't see it for the intro for tomorrow's episode. And then what we'll do is... Why did it do that? We need to... Let's just check our get diff real quick. Okay, so what we can say in our commit message is just we moved our, we've got our bat animations consolidated, and then we have our create animations consolidated. So we'll just say that we consolidated uncorrupted bat animations and flee state. Yeah, let's just say bat animations and bat minus flea state. Cool. And then we will call that night. And I might no. I was gonna say I kind of wanted to stream this game called Shenzhen IO, which is a programming game. It is a very hard game, and I'm really stuck on it, but I thought it'd be fun to stream. So I might, one of these nights here soon, I might start streaming that after the gameplay, the programming stream, just because I think that'd be kind of fun. But that's it for today. We will run credits here. Thanks to all our credited supporters who help fund the Steam release for the game. When we're done with the demo, we're going to be submitting to Steam and try to get it wish listable, which I think is really cool. So the game is always going to be free. The GitHub, I post the source code and you can run it on Love on your machine, or there's a release where you can do the Windows, Mac, or Linux build. That's a little old. We need to be updating that. And then also, I need to add a little button for it. We do have a web deployment, so you can play it on your phone. We add touch for the Game Boy controls, so it works on mobile as well as desktop. Although the resizing of the screen doesn't work on all desktops, I'm still trying to figure that out. But we'll call it a night here. We'll raid out. Our homie, Very Real Rev, is streaming. He's very nice, and he's doing some Pokemon stuff, probably. So I'd like to raid him, since, like, at late night, I don't have too much of programmers working on stuff, so we'll raid out to Real Rev. Thanks for hanging, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the raid, Arya. I really appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great night. Yeah, catch you later, Squinch. Nice seeing ya.